Hey, so we are going to figure out how to tie a belt, and Mr. Brisbane just doesn't happen to have one on him. And I actually borrowed this orange belt from our storage because it'll be easier for you guys to see on his uniform. So let's check out how we do this. First thing, this is a double wrap belt, which means it's going to wrap around him twice, because double means two. But the knot itself is very similar, so I'll show you guys how to do it. So come in a little bit closer, let's see how close we can get and not be crazy close. Okay, so the first thing I do is I get the left side on him. If he had any stripes on one side, it would start with the stripes on the left. The stripes are usually on the left. At higher ranks, you start getting stripes on both sides. So you start with the side that has the first set of stripes on the left, and the side that you're adding stripes to on the right. And the last example is if you were a black belt, your name and your bars go on the left when you put that on there, okay? So I'm gonna start that facing out. If you have a stripe, the stripe goes on the outside in here. And this belt's actually a little small for him, but we're gonna make it work. So I've got it on the left, and I like to do it this way, where it's got about as much as I think it's gonna be when I'm done tying it. And then I coil it, and I'm gonna wrap it the second time around over that first piece that I put on, okay? And I'm here, and it comes all the way around. Now I like to see if I straighten it out. Ooh, that was like spot on. That it's even. I don't want one side to be really short and one side to be really long, or it'll look ridiculous. I also was told, and I don't know if somebody just made this up so it sounds good, but it sounds good, so we'll repeat it, that it's kind of a symbol of balance between your mind and your body. So you don't want to be all muscle and no brains, and you don't want to be all brains and no muscle, right? So the last thing I'm going to do now is actually tie the belt. I just wrapped it around, it's even. But if I just start out here and I start tying it, let me show you what it'll look like. So I do this, and do that. I'm not asking you to follow that, I'm just saying this is what it looks like. So I've got this piece here and then this piece here, and it's all separated. And that's not what I want. So again, we're back to that wrapped around spot where it's even. What I'm gonna do before I start tying it is I'm gonna bring it back to the middle, take that left side that I started with and just tuck it in on the bottom of the coil, okay? So it's on the bottom, and I've crossed the top over. It's like the first part of tying your shoes where you've already made the cross, and now when I tuck the top one through the loop, it's gonna go all the way to the back. It's gonna include both pieces of wrapped belt. So it goes up through here and like that, okay? So now I've got just this kind of a Z shape going on, and it's got two layers underneath. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the second knot, and if you look at it, the one's going a little higher, one's going a little lower. Put the lower one on the bottom, and the top one is going to go through. Tighten it to the sides. When you finish, it kind of looks like a fortune cookie and looks pretty sharp. Man, you're going to make an awesome orange belt, Mr. Brisbane. You're so awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome, more awesome, right? So yeah, that's how it looks. That's how you do it. Let me do it one more time. Less talking, more showing.
Speed ground style.
All right. Okay, one thing I do, actually, I'm gonna do this. You tie yours, I'll tie mine, but I'm gonna show you guys how you do it one person so that you don't get loops in the back and stuff. So I got my name on the outside. What I do is I put it on my hip where I want it, and I actually take my hand and I take it like a C or like an A-OK symbol and wrap it all the way around. So that way I know when I grab it back in the beginning, I don't have any loops, because the loops look kind of silly. So I got that side, I'm done, and again I wrap it around again. At this point, I don't actually have to hold the first side because I've already wrapped over it. So I can kind of keep the tension on it and it won't fall. All right, I make it even, and I go here. Top one goes under and wraps around both sides, both wraps, and then tighten it out. And the top one is going to go over and through. With the black belt one, sometimes you got to play with which way it lays and decide if you want it to start facing in or decide if you want to start facing out so that it looks good. Sometimes you got to kind of like spin it until it looks good. After a while, the belt starts to get kind of a memory as to where it likes to be tied and which way it faces, so it flops the way you want it to. All right? So boom, looking good. Ta-da. All right, so there you go. Good luck, guys.